It is by far the greatest volunteer opportunity I have ever encountered in my life.
I would say do it. Don't think any further. If you have that sense of compassion and you want to get involved, this is the best way to do it. Not all of us have the money to be able to give, but we have the time. I only am there for a couple hours out of the week. Everybody has a couple hours. I may be sacrificing some TV time or something that's not as substantial.
To someone who's thinking about volunteering at NRS, I'd say just give it a shot. You go through classroom training before they put you on the phone, so it's not like you're going to jump headfirst into a crisis call. Check out some of the classes of training. If it's something that you're into, if it's something that you want to explore more, continue through training and then get yourself on the lines.
If you're thinking about volunteering, that is an awesome idea. NRS is a fantastic place to volunteer. I honestly, sometimes I go in and I'm like, oh man, I have to spend 2 hours here, like, cause I'm tired. But every time I go in, I seriously am so glad that I stayed. Like sometimes I stay an hour longer than I need to or than I intended to because I'm taking calls, like they're coming in and I feel like I'm actually doing good. And it's like, it's just the best feeling in the world to know that you get to do that on a weekly basis.
Volunteering at NRS provides you an opportunity to really learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about youth and parents and families, but you start realizing kind of what your values are and what you can contribute. And there is something great about going into and just listening to someone's story, knowing that you could have an impact in someone's life, even if it's just 5 minutes.
I would say be ready to take a journey with a lot of people. There are days that, you know, there's no drama. I mean, it's like you call and everyone's just asking for, oh, can you get me to a shelter, and they don't really want to give any information out there. And there's other days where you know you're having huge impact on someone's life, to the point where you're their only line to safety.
Definitely look into it. It's 2 hours a week. It's not a huge commitment. And if it's something that you're interested in doing, it's probably something that you would find extremely rewarding.
You know, I would say just do it. You know, I found it to be a really rewarding experience, and it really takes me out of kind of my normal daily routine, which is you know, an office job. I've met great people at NRS, and the training is fantastic.
I think one of the most important qualities for volunteers is to not be attached to outcome.
Just have an open mind and be able to listen to what the person's going through.
I'd say the biggest thing is to be a good listener and to be non-judgmental.
Open to the possibility that people with very different experiences may also be operating out of a very different value set, and therefore to be willing to be non-judgmental, and probably the hardest thing of all, to be willing to assist the callers in sorting through their options rather than in giving them advice.
It's the willingness to help and the wisdom to know that through the training, through the crisis intervention model that we are taught so well, that we help the callers find their own solutions. We are supportive, we can search for resources, but it's truly working the process and being responsible to our callers, but we don't have to be responsible for them.
What I really love about the National Runaway Safeline is that they really value their volunteers. Volunteers are really kind of the life force of this agency, and without the volunteers, there wouldn't be nearly as many services available for these youths. And so as a volunteer, you feel extremely valued, you feel important, you feel like you're really integral to the process. And that's an extremely wonderful feeling for someone who's dedicating just a few hours a week to trying to make the world a better place.